Dark energies and entities are a complex topic in spirituality and shamanism, and largely addressed inappropriately. I find that in spiritual programs and in spiritual work, this topic is either one, skipped entirely, they just never talk about it or address it. Two, it's either approached from a place that's really fear-based, that's like, you got to watch out. They're going to get you. You have to do what you need. Be of the light, protect yourself, and make sure you have the light and nothing will harm you. And this is not really helping anything. And then the other thing that I see in the industry, and especially within practitioners doing healing work or shamanic work, is some people are particularly tuned into dark energies. It's one of their gifts. But one of the problems that can come from this is if they're not aware that there is a wounded version of them that would have them constantly looking for the dark energies and entities, that it can cause harm to their clients. And what I mean by that is it might be that it's your skill set to identify and see them. But if you don't truly understand how to work with them and what they mean and why they show up, then what can happen is you can actually just transfer your fear to other people. It's dark energies and entities are kind of like illness or germs in that they're all around us and sometimes we catch them, and largely we don't. Largely, it's pretty rare. And so when folks are attuned to seeing them, what will happen is they might instill fear into their clients and basically project their own kind of power dynamic onto their clients. The way this looks is I can see a thing that's bad that you're carrying, and the only way that you'll be able to be saved is if I help you. So you have to hire me to help you clean your energy because there's something bad around it. And once I clean this energy for you, then that's the only way you'll be saved. And I'm not a fan of this at all. One, again, this is not the way that the energies and entities work in the first place. Two, you're not actually helping heal the person from, if they do actually have an engagement with an energy of some kind, you're not actually helping them cure that. You're just maybe releasing it for a moment. You're probably actually making it worse because it's going to come back and stronger. So you haven't helped teach that person how to do it themselves and how to feel empowered. I also see in this work that, not unfairly, a lot of people that have spiritual gifts when they were children probably had interactions with the spirit realm that might not have actually been a negative energy or a negative entity, but was overwhelming or confusing. And so for a lot of people, we actually shut down our gifts because we didn't have a way to assess or understand these interactions. And largely in our culture today, in our modern culture today, there's no context for any interactions with the spirit realm. So what this leads many people to do is either shut down their gifts or feel like they're crazy, or continue to have the experiences and not have a way of understanding what's happening. And so when this happens, I talk to people all the time who are curious about opening their gifts, but they're afraid. They're afraid if they open their gifts to the good stuff, that they might also be opening their gifts to the bad stuff. And there is so much that I want to say here that I can't share in this quick live, but there's a lot that of this like kind of good versus evil that penetrates the spiritual work that isn't accurate. Our approach to having this like negative, like good versus bad spirits isn't actually helping us either. We're transferring this sort of viewpoint largely from Abrahamic religions and God versus the devil, and it just doesn't apply in the same way. And so you should also know, and I don't mean this to scare people, I really don't. But it's something that I've avoided talking about for a long time, honestly, too, because I didn't want to seem like I was trying to scare people. But just because you don't believe in shadow people or dark energies or ghosts doesn't mean that they can't interact with you. And so this idea that if we keep our spiritual gifts closed, it will somehow keep us safe is actually not true. Now, again, I want to be careful here because this is super complex and it's really hard. This is one of the reasons that this topic gets skipped over a lot, is because it's really hard to talk about it without people grabbing onto fear, or without people being like, oh no, we need to be safe. And we do need to be safe. And there's a way to do it. And it's with curiosity and inclusion. And so cutting out this topic altogether isn't being curious, isn't including. But there is a reason that a lot of people don't talk about it. It's because it opens up sort of this box of a lot of misinformation, and it opens up the box where people have like big emotional reactions. And so again, not having, keeping your spiritual gifts closed doesn't keep interactions with the spirit world from happening, the good or the bad. All it does is keep your awareness of them shut down. And that doesn't mean that it doesn't still affect you. It just means it's not happening on a conscious level. And so I am so excited to introduce a new workshop that we have coming in a couple of weeks. I'm collaborating with shamanic practitioner Kimmy Anderson. Kimmy Anderson has a lifetimes of experience in this work. She's incredible and has vast knowledge of how to deal with dark energies and entities. So we're going to be putting on a workshop July 8th. And it's called How to Find Your Power in the Dark. We'll be doing it live. So if you have interactions or questions, then please join us there so we can answer them with you. And if you can't make it there live, we're going to be sharing a recording as well. And again, I wanted to include this in my offers and work with Kimmy on this because it's a topic that's largely skipped over. There's a lot of misinformation about it that actually isn't helping anyone. And I feel like it's an important topic to discuss and equip you with some basic tools that might help you in the future, whether you're opening your gifts and you're afraid that you might open up something that you don't want to. Again, the way to work through that is to have the tools so that you understand how to navigate that if that happens, instead of trying to shut everything down altogether. And if you're working with clients, then you're also going to want to know how this works too, whether you work with clients with entities or whether you don't, but people come to you with a lot of questions. It's important that you have accurate information and, again, empowering information and tools so you know how to navigate this space consciously, with love, and in a way that keeps you safe, keeps your clients safe, and keeps everybody empowered and in their own center. I'll have the link for that in my bio or drop it in the comments. Feel free to reach out if you'd like more info. I hope to see you there.